Okay, so now we're going to start our bracelet. So there are instructions here for how to put the string onto the loom. So the vertical strings, they're called the warp threads. And so there are instructions here for how to put that on, but I think that this makes it a little bit more complicated than it should be. So I'm just going to show you an easier way that I think this can be done. So over here, what they want you to do is to cut strands of thread and then do this little, I guess, is that like a little slip knot? And then have all of these other strands and then use these knobs to like push the strands in to create tension and tighten these strings. But what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna continuously loop thread to make all of the warp threads. Now to make this pattern, the pattern that is on the packaging, so that would be this one. The first thing to do is you need to count how many rows of beads there are. So let's zoom in and I'll show you what I mean. So if you look, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 beads across, which means that you have to warp 12 strings because the 12 strings are going to make 11 spaces for the 11 beads. So it's always going to be one more string compared to the number of beads in a row. So to warp the thread, I'm just gonna start on this side. They give you a package of beads which comes with 2 colors of string. You see there's a white one and a black one. So if you're making a bracelet that has more dark colors, you would use the black one. But because this bracelet has more white in it, then we're just going to use the white thread. And that's also the color of the thread that is being used in the cover photo. All right, so to start, it would be better if you can center your loom work onto your loom. So if we have 11 beads across and 12 warp strings, it would be better if you put 6 strings on the left and 6 strings on the right. So then you would know that it would be centered. So if this is sort of where our center is, and you can mark it with a pencil if that would make it easier, then you would just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you could start warping your thread here. So let's just tie a knot with our string and I'll show you what I mean. So to start, I'm just gonna tie a knot, like a simple knot once. And then I'm just gonna tie another knot to secure that first knot. So that's secure. So from the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm gonna put the first strand there. And then I'm going to align it. So I think this is the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means that it would be straight if I put it there. And then instead of doing cutting, I'm just going to loop this around this knob like this. So I'm looping it to create some tension. And I always like to start loom projects by making double strands on the furthest left and on the furthest right string. So in this case, this is the furthest left or the leftmost strand. I'm gonna double it. So I'm gonna go back on the same, along the same groove. Here, let me zoom out so you can see. So I'm gonna go back here and go back on the same groove this way. So now the first warp thread is doubled. And the reason for that is because it will make your bracelet more durable, because the left and the rightmost strings are the ones that get the most contact with your wrist, so they're the most exposed, so they're the most vulnerable. So that's why you just want to double the first one and the last one for added security. So here's what it looks like with doubling. So now there's like double, like 2 strands on the first one. And so we're gonna just go into the second one and loop it again, make another loop, go around again. And then now we're gonna go into the third slot. And we're just gonna keep making loops until we have 11 strings. 11 strings. Sorry, 12. 12 strings. So once you get to the middle, what I like to do is, okay, so I'm gonna just do one more, like that. Make sure it's pretty secure and good amount of tension. You don't want that to be too loose, but not so tight that you break your string. So once I get to the middle, I'm gonna switch and just loop it on the other side, just to keep it all even. So I'm just gonna start looping on the other side, and I like to cross my loop like that because I think it's more secure, but I think either way works. That's just my personal preference. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Whoops, I think I went over 1, but that's okay. Let's just stop here and let's just put this over there, because I mentioned that I want to double the first and the last. So I'm just gonna do this and double it. So let me zoom in. So as you can see, my first and my last are doubled, and there's 12. So count this as 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so there's like 11 spaces in the middle for the 11 rows of beads that we're going to be putting on later. To tie this off, I'm just going to cut, I would say like 5 inches of string, like that. Just cut off a little bit extra, and I'm going to loop it once. And I'm going to loop it another time. And I'm gonna tie a knot. So to tie a knot, I basically just pull it this way and tie a knot once. Then I'll tie a knot again with that one open end. Same as the first time. So I'm gonna pull it and tie a knot. And that is how you add your warp thread. and it's nice and secure.